most definitely shown it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is BSN's coverage of Breathitt County Lady Cat basketball. Tonight they'll be taking on the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats. I'm joined here tonight by Mr. Casey Allen. Been a joy to call a few games with Casey so far this year. And once again, we find ourselves back here at the press table, Casey, to watch the Breathitt Lady Cats come out and play a Buckhorn Lady Wildcat team that, like it was the other night with the boys, highly anticipated matchup. Right now, Casey and I are fighting over some marvelous-looking cheesecake that was delivered to us by Fudd and Dana Hayes. I'm sure Fudd didn't have anything to do with making that, but we'll give him
Absolutely
a
not.
anyway.
There's no way that Fudd had anything to do with making this cheesecake. I just tell you, it looks unbelievable, and my mouth's watering. I want to chomp into it, but
So, folks, when we go quiet for a little while and you don't hear us talking, it may be because we're eating cheesecake up here on the scorers table. So, Casey, any thoughts about tonight's game?
I'm just really interested to see if the Lady Cats of Breathitt County have kind of shored up their turnover issue that they've had the last few games. If they do that, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the district. But again, they could be a dark horse to come out of the 14th region. Now, I've seen a couple teams play last night in the 14th region that have proven to be the class of the 14th region so far this year, and in Owsley County and Letcher Central. And both of those groups of ladies are phenomenal in their effort. So I'm interested just to see what kind of team Breathitt's going to come out and be. Are they going to be a solid, take care of the basketball type of basketball team tonight, or are they going to have some similar issues that they had before? Now, I've not seen a whole lot from Buckhorn as of yet, and they seem to have some size to them. And in the pregame there, they were shooting the ball fairly well. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how this one plays out.
Yeah, Casey, I look forward to this one. We've talked about some of the issues the Lady Cats had, and, we talked about some of the passing and so forth, and they had trouble with the trap early on this year. But so far they seem to have, like you said, shored things up a little bit, and hopefully they'll come out tonight and play like I've been able to witness them play last couple games. Folks, real quick, before we do the starting lineups and do our prayer and our national anthem, I'm going to mention our sponsors: Jackson Deposit Bank, Variety Pizza, Jackson Electric, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson, Jackson Physical Therapy, Family Pharmacy, and Hometown Pharmacy. Make sure if you've got any needs that you can go out and patronize these sponsors, because they are a big part in bringing you this basketball action that we bring to you here on BSN. They make it possible. So we are going to go quiet and be muted during the national anthem. We had some issues with YouTube last couple of evenings about the national anthem being played and it being a copyrighted singer that was doing the national anthem. So we're going to go quiet during that so we don't have any issues. But we'll be back just as soon as that's over with.
For this evening's basketball action featuring the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn and the Breathitt County Lady Cats. What everyone please stand for a
believe we're back.
Yeah, we should be back, Casey. Like I said, we had a little issue with some copyrights on the national anthem, so we'll begin to go quiet whenever we do that from here on out. We're going to go ahead and get the starting lineups going here for you. Visitors on the scoreboard here tonight. Starting first for the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats, number 22, Cassidy Adams. Number 10, Caitlin Bowling. Number 24, Brooklyn Riley. Number 35, Sheridan Combs. And number 21, Michaela Bennett. That's your starting lineup for Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. And, of course, they are coached by Andrew Blank. Brings the Lady Wildcats in here, and they're going to be looking to put up a good game against our LadyCats here tonight, Casey. I've not had a chance to really see the Buckhorn Wildcats play, but we anticipate a good matchup between these two here tonight. Starting lineups for the Breathitt LadyCats, of course, we got number 4, Adriana Schutz. Number 3, Riley Bush.
Riley had a big game last time out.
Number 12, Kaylee Ritchie. Number 11, Maddie Haddix. And number 14, Kaylee Clemens. There's the starting lineup for the Breathitt LadyCats. I had a little time to speak with Coach Goff earlier last week, and he anticipated that, his girls were really upbeat. They'd been positive in practice, and Casey, I've been really enjoyed watching these girls play. They've had 1 or 2 games where we've noticed that they've had some trouble with the press and they've had trouble with passing lanes. But, from what we've witnessed here just recently, they've, like you said, kind of shored some of that up. So let's see how they do tonight.
As Hubert Harold there was talking about the COVID situation, practice was delayed quite a bit there by the KHSAA. So, that kind of puts you behind the 8 ball, and that can be a contributor to the turnovers early on. So let's see if they can settle down and get things going.
Clemens early long threes, no good. Rebound comes down to Kaylee Ritchie. Ritchie back out to Clemens. Clemens inside to Schutz, and she's fouled underneath by number 24. I believe that young lady's name.
Kayla Ritchie had an excellent ball game. A lot of hustle plays in their last time out here. Last time I got to see her play anyways.
Yeah, that foul's going to be on Brooklyn Riley. Clemens again for 3. This time it's good. Same spot, but a different outcome that time, and she's able to put it in, Casey.
You can't give her too many chances from the three-point line like that. She's deadly from outside. She's made a career out of it here at Breathitt High.
She sure has. Here we go with the Lady Wildcats for Buckhorn. Ball's mishandled and going to be out of bounds right in front of the Lady Cat bench as number 10, Caitlin Bowling, my bad. Couldn't keep a handle on the ball. She's got a long wingspan, Casey. Ball goes into Kaylee Ritchie and goes off her foot out of bounds. So that's going to turn the ball right back over to the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. 7 minutes, 18 seconds here in the first period. Bobcats lead 3-0 with a big 3 from Kaylee Clemens to start the game.
Breathitt's coming out in their traditional 1-3-1 zone that they've been doing the last few games.
Top of the key. Pass goes back over to Bowling, back to the top of the key to Bennett. Bennett over to Adams. Adams back over in the corner to Combs. And back over here to Adams, and it's taken away by Bush. Bush gets down the court with it, puts up a layup good for the LadyCats. 5-0 LadyCats.
Breathitt off to an excellent start.
Adams brings the ball up the court for Buckhorn. Back over to Bowling. Bowling, top of the key to Bennett. Back to Bowling. Back up top of the key. Pass back out to the wing now. Over to Bowling. Bowling. Back out to Adams. Adams gets it across to Bennett. Bennett back in the corner. Back out top of the key. Man, what a passing game they got. It's hard for me to keep up with. Caitlin Bowling was no good with a 3. Rebound comes down to Bush, and she's driving hard again. She decides to back it out.
Smart play.
Back out to Clemens, top of the key, and a long 2-point shot is good. for Kaylee Clemens.
Heat check moment for her. I mean, that's 2 shots in a row that's hit nothing but the bottom of the basket. Riley Bush out top guarding for the Bobcats. The Lady Wildcats go down low. Calling a jump ball here. The ball will stay with the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats.
Thanks for catching me up, Casey. I wasn't eating cheesecake. I was trying to keep up with the stats.
Well, you're a lot better at the names than I am. I can't keep up with the names.
Riley brought the ball in, and it's going to be out to Bowling and then back to Adams. And Adams' 3 was no good as Riley Bush brings the ball up the court for the Lady Cats. Across the top of the key, she calls the offense. Over to the wing at Clemens. Clemens looks inside to Schutz. Nice pass. Schutz down low, triple team, goes up with it, no good. Ball down to Haddix with the rebound. Out front to Ritchie, back to Clemens for another 3. No good. Haddix battles for the rebound. Underneath with Caitlin Bowling, and the ball goes out of bounds. And be Lady Cat basketball. Maddie Haddix inbounds the ball for Clemens. She steps back for 3. She's been good there early, no good. Ritchie with the rebound, puts back, no good. And Bowling going to come down with it.
Breathitt's really owning the boards right now.
Haley Ritchie with a big steal. She's going to bring the ball up the court herself across the top of the key. Kicks it out to Riley Bush. Bush going to set the offense. Backs it up to midcourt as the Lady Cats get set. Over to the wing to Haddix. Back over to Clemens deep in the corner. Bowling goes after that ball and knocks it out of bounds. Pass was intended to Haddix.
Buckhorn going with a platoon sub here.
Yeah.
There's 6 Wildcats on the floor.
There's 6 on the floor. Wildcats have six players on the floor. Derek Goff is trying to call it attention, but it's not working. We see Clemens with another 3. It's no good.
Okay, she come out the game. Okay.
All right, they got out. They got her out. So now we got a 5-on-5 matchup. That's the first time that's happened to us this year, Casey. And just when I was catching up with the names, like you said, a platoon sub, as we see I know there's 4 new starters out on the floor. As we got Collins, gives over to number 1, Nice, back to Collins, and I think number 35, that would be Combs. She was the only one that stayed in. Combs looks no good. She's going to give back out the top of the key to Collins. Back over to Combs. Inside now to number 20, Francis. Up inside to number 45, Daniel, and that shot was no good. The foul is going to be called.
It's a great job on her part. You know, the shot got blocked, and she turned around and got the ball back, went up and got the foul, so she's at the line here.
Foul was called on Maddie Haddix, and that puts Brittany Daniel to the line. First shot was no good. Puts up her second one, and it's no good. So the Wildcats having a hard time finding the basket here early, and Lady Cats have a 7-0 lead with 4 minutes to go in the first period. Here at the Fairce Woods Coliseum, Kayla Clemens brings the ball up the court. Kicks to Ritchie. Ritchie across court to Bush. Bush inside to Haddix. Haddix can't hold on to it. Ball out of bounds.
I'm really impressed with the Lady Cats as they come out here. I mean, they've sheared up some things, and they've really attacked the offense and defensive boards.
Yeah, they're playing with some intensity tonight, and that's good to see on defense especially. Buckhorn still passing the ball around between Collins and Nice. Now they tried to get it inside to Daniel, no good. Bush comes up with that takeaway inside to Schutz. She goes up under the basket, and it's good for 2. That's Schutz's first 2 points of the night. Good possession for the Lady Cats.
Riley Bush really being tenacious with her defense right now.
Long 3-point shot by Combs is no good. And it's knocked out of no, they're going to call it.
It's an over the back.
I guess it was an over the back. Yeah, they called it an over the back. So ball back to the Lady Cats. Bush going to walk the ball up the court.
Buckhorn's really going to have to start landing some shots to get the Lady Cats out of their zone defense.
Yeah, 3 minutes left here in the first period as Ritchie shoots a 3. No good. Lady Cats with a 9-0 lead. Clemens got it to Bush. Back inside to Haddix.
Called a 3-second
and he called it. No, he called it. He called a foul. Number 23 for Buckhorn, Bailey Stidham, comes in for Combs. Maddie Haddix inbound the ball for the Lady Cats inside to Schutz. Schutz works inside, triple teams. Ball gets tied up.
Buckhorn's going to make it tough on her with their ties.
They're going to.
They're not going to want to let her get going.
I think they're going to call that on Kaylee Clemens as that push-off was pretty evident from here. We could see that. Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn bring the ball across the court. That's Holly Collins. Collins tries to throw it inside, and the pass was deflected. Ball out of bounds. And it's back to the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. Inside to Daniels, and she threw it up no good. Francis was also in on that play. She couldn't make a handle on it. Ball went out of bounds back to the Lady Wildcats. Collins kicks it over in the corner. Now back inside, back out to Collins. Collins drives the lane inside against Schutz. A big block by Schutz. We saw her with 4 here the other night in the first quarter. Ball's all over the place. Schutz comes up with it, and she brings the ball down the court herself. She's looking in the lane. She's going to in between defenders and up for a layup for Adriana Schutz.
That was an excellent play by Schutz. I did not think there was any way she was going to get to the basket there.
Buckhorn now from the free throw line. Pass goes out to Stidham. Stidham's shot no good. Bush brings the ball back up the court for the Lady Cats. She drives the lane, puts up a jumper no good. Ball's knocked loose. On the court now. And that was Francis that came up with it, and she passes it over to Neese. Mackenzie Neese.
Riley Bush picking up a cheap foul there as she reached in, but she's been tenacious with the defense, man.
That's going to happen. You play that aggressive on defense, and you're going to get a foul. That's just part of the game. We see some more subs for Buckhorn now as we're getting close to seeing the starting lineup back in the game for them. Really making me work for my money tonight with all these different change-ups on the lineup. Adams to Bowling. Bowling, ball's going to come back out to Adams. Adams back over to Riley. Brooklyn Riley with it now, being guarded by Jerica Neese, who's in for the Lady Cats. Ball back out to Adams. Adams going to try to reset the offense for the Lady Wildcats. Ball inside to Francis was no good, partially blocked. Kaylee Clemens comes up with the ball for the Lady Cats.
10 seconds left to go in the first period. Breathitt's controlling the game at 11-0 right now.
Lady Wildcats from Buckhorn unable to get on the board at this point. You see Jerica Neese moving the ball for the Lady Cats. She kicks it to Clemens. Clemens with another 3, no good. Clemens has come out with a desire to win tonight, Casey. She's been all over the court. You can see the look on her face. She's been very intense on defense for Derek Goff's Lady Cats.
Yeah, she's looking to get the shot up there. I mean, you can tell she's got the determination that she's going to take care of the ball for the Lady Cats tonight.
Riley brings the ball in and gets it to Adams. Adams brings the ball up. Pass over to Bowling.
Breathitt now in a 2-3 zone.
Bowling back over to Adams, back out to Bowling. Bowling, like you mentioned, the 2-3 zone. Not much going on for Buckhorn. Not been able to move the ball inside like they want to right now. This defense of the Lady Cats. Brinley Gross also in the game for the Lady Cats. Brooklyn Riley dribbling the ball. She's double teamed by Clemens and by Neese, and Clemens is going to pick up that foul as she came in for the double team and just ran right into Brooklyn Riley.
You spoke on it there, Rob. They've not been able to get their shots up, and that's a testament to this defense that the Lady Cats have come in. I mean, they've been really aggressive with their defensive play.
Here we see Jerica Neese come up with the ball for the Lady Cats. If she stops, puts up a short jumper, and it's good. Jerica Neese.
Excellent young basketball player. We'll go to the second period, Rob, with a score 13-0. Breathitt leads the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn.
Yeah, very interesting first period as we've seen the Lady Cats come out. Derek Goff's really got them fired up here. You can see they're playing intense on defense. Buckhorn has had no opportunities at the basket, so to speak. Very little inside, especially. Having a lot of, I mean, they're passing the ball. They've moved the ball around the court, but they've had a really hard time getting a look at the basket, both inside and from outside.
I just tell you, you're making me feel really bad about myself here with your willpower because I've just devoured this cheesecake that Dana Hayes brought to us. It's
folks. Now that Casey has finished his cheesecake, I shall move mine farther away from him so that I stand a chance to get a bite of mine.
You better do that.
LadyCats with a 13-0 lead as we start the second quarter. Let's see what Coach Andrew Blank for Buckhorn decides to do here in this little timeout session in between the quarters as he's got his girls down talking to them. They're all intent, trying to get his troops ready.
I tell you, he made a big substitution there with his team early on in that first quarter, and that's something that you don't see a whole lot in the 14th region on boys and girls side. So that says a lot about how much confidence he has in the depth of his team. And I fully suspect that Buckhorn's going to come out with a little bit of more aggression in this second period and try to get this lead cut down.
Adams with the ball for the Wildcats, gets it over in the corner to Combs. Thank you, Casey, for carrying me through those 2 or 3 bites of cheesecake. It was well worth it.
Well, I inhaled mine, so I don't know what you're talking about chewing a piece of cheesecake.
Thanks again to Dana and Bud Hayes for supplying us with some pregame specialties here. The ball goes inside the Buckhorn. That's number 45, Brittany Daniel, and shot was no good. I don't even think she got up a shot, did she? She tried to.
I don't believe so.
Ball was knocked out of bounds, I guess. LadyCats brings it inbounds to Kaylee Ritchie. Watts got it to Ritchie. Now it's over to Jerica.
Jerica knew it as soon as she did it.
Yeah, she knew it as soon as she did it. Called for the travel. Combs inbounds the ball for the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. Adams brings the ball up the court to Bowling. Bowling back to Adams. Adams now back to Bowling. Back to Adams. She's going to put up a long 3. No good. Did not find the net or the rim on that 3-point shot for Adams, but that is the first look that they've had from three-point land. So,
and it may take a couple of those shots, to go down to get Breathitt out of this zone that they're running.
Ritchie gets the ball over to Gross. Brindley Gross drives inside, dishes to Watts or Noble. Noble wasn't unable to hold on to that ball.
Derek Goff instructing run a play here.
Buckhorn comes down with it, and it's up front to Riley.
Call a charge.
Brooklyn Riley took the ball down the lane hard, and she gets called for the charge for the Wildcats.
Man, I've been extremely impressed with the Breathitt County defense tonight. And the LadyCats have come out, and they have shored up a lot of my question marks that I've had early on with their defensive play. 7
minutes left to go in this second period. Lady Wildcats still leading 13-0. Buckhorn able to tie up Kelly Ritchie right here at mid-court, and Coach Goff going to get a timeout.
It was a good timeout by Goff. His guard was caught there almost at the midline there, the half court. So getting that timeout and getting his young team back together here and kind of just talk things out and keep this roll that they got going right now. They're up 13-0 with 6 minutes and 57 seconds left in the half. Been a pretty dominant performance thus far from the LadyCats of Breathitt County. Who knows what can happen, a 13-point deficit. It could easily disappear if a team gets hot and starts hitting some shots. So I fully expect Buckhorn to start chucking up some more shots, especially when they get a little bit more looks from the three-point land. It'll be Breathitt's ball out of the timeout here. Be Nice with the ball, bringing it up for the LadyCats.
What she's got is that one over there.
Over to Ritchie. Ritchie to Watts. Back to Nice. Nice over to Gross. Gross shoots a 3, gets partially blocked. Rebound by the Lady Wildcats.
Doing a little video work here, folks, making sure the camera, our nice camera lady, Elizabeth Miller, can see the screen here. Nice with it now. Want to bring the ball across midcourt for the LadyCats. Nice trying to set up the offense. Over in the corner to Watts. Back out to Ritchie. Adams went for the steal and knocked the ball out of bounds, and it's Going to go back to the LadyCats. We're streaming. So if I go back to YouTube,
It should be good, right?
it should be. It says excellent connection. Yes.
Okay, folks, we believe we've got her lined out. Rob coming in clutch here. I don't know exactly what happened there. We lost server or lost computer capacity or something. I'm not sure. The flux capacitor went out, I believe, Rob. And
Just had a spark plug cable loose or something. I don't know. Brendan hadn't checked the oil on the computer.
that's what it was. The blinker fluid was out.
Well, at least we got our video and audio back on before halftime. 36 seconds before we go to halftime break, the Breathitt LadyCats still have a 20-11 lead over the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats. We did miss a lot of action. Apologize for that. We were able to get it back up and going. The Buckhorn Lady Wildcats have been able to pull themselves back into this right now, Casey, by scoring 11 points when we went off the break. It was 0.
You think us losing connection had anything to do with that?
I don't know, folks. We apologize for that break. Like we said, we have no idea what happens, and it seems like we always have a few bugs here and there. We've got great equipment, but there's always an issue with Wi-Fi and some things that goes on. So, but we're back on the air and we're ready to go, and we got basketball live action in front of us. 27 seconds now before the half. Noble intercepts the pass, but it goes back to Combs for Buckhorn, and she gives to Caitlin Bowling, who tried to pass inside, and that pass was knocked out of bounds, and Maddie Haddix brings the ball inbounds for the LadyCats. Give to Bush, as you see Buckhorn with the press. Over to Gross. Gross brings it across midcourt to Ritchie, makes a quick pass to Haddix. Haddix drives the top of the key. Gross tries to settle the pick. No good. Bush back over to Gross. Gross drives inside. Riley Bush puts up a late shot. That's no good. And we go to the half with the Breathitt County Lady Wildcats, or LadyCats, ahead of the Buckhorn Wildcats, 20-11. Take a deep breath. Everything seems to be working.
I wasn't so much worried about me and you. I was worried about Brandon down there on the floor. I'll tell you what, he's come accustomed to issues, though. When you got two football guys up here who doesn't really work with technology all that much, but, trying to man the ship up here, you can tell that it, things are going to happen like you said, and we'll push through it. And I'm glad that we were able to keep our audience here and stuck with us, and we're looking forward to finishing out this game. The big thing for us is always to promote the student athletes here in the 14th region and around around Eastern Kentucky. And we're second to none, I believe in that. Obviously you got other places that have a professional crew that goes out and sets everything up and makes sure that there's no issues. But we're a small organization with some big hearts, I believe, and that's the best way I can put it. But
I think we're here for all the right reasons.
Absolutely.
And I've been asked by a couple of people here tonight, Casey, that the first thing I was asked is if you would be doing the game with me again, and where we would be at tomorrow night. And people are getting accustomed to seeing us covering games and getting accustomed to seeing BSN cover not just Breathitt County, but multiple counties. We've got people that are in Wolfe County covering games, people in Perry County covering games, and tomorrow night we'll have people in different locations covering different ball games. So as BSN gets out there, and like you said, we're here for the kids. We try to promote our kids, and we try to do the best job we can, folks, at getting you good coverage and using good equipment and getting things back up and going and bringing you information and action from these kids and these student athletes that I like you said, I think we do a top-notch job. There's probably other people that may have more professional equipment or better technology or something may be a little better, but we're here for the right reasons. We try to promote our kids, and it's been a very interesting first quarter. I think I missed about half of the second quarter working with the computer, but in that first quarter, Derek Goff's LadyCats from Breathitt High came out with a vengeance.
Yes.
Came out shooting hard, playing defense with a lot of intensity and aggression. And they had I think it was 11-0 there at one point.
At one point, it was at the end of the first quarter, it was 13-0.
13-0, okay. And so whenever we lost our feed, and we're working on it, folks, the Buckhorn Wildcats were able to pull within 9 points. They've got a 20-11 deficit now that they'll be working on when they come back out from the half. Really a low-scoring half for the LadyCats.
Yeah,
for Derek Goff.
You seen Clemens there that she got a 3-pointer up and went in, and then she come down the next trip down and hit a deep 2 there, and was really thought she was going to get going, and then things kind of slowed down for the scoring for the Breathitt LadyCats. You know, one thing that the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats can really hang their hat on right now is their post defense. They've been able to keep the LadyCats of Breathitt from getting the ball down inside to Schutz, and that's a testament to them and their defense, and their strategy, and it's worked to that extent. But where they've really been hurting is the transition points. You know, Breathitt's been pretty fast in transition. They getting down in the lane and putting the ball up for easy layups. So, obviously in the second quarter there, they kind of slowed that down and got themselves back into position here where they can possibly make a run and get back in this ball game. So, I mean, you're only down 9 points with 2 quarters to go. You know, nothing you can't do there. It's not insurmountable, lead to come back from.
Yeah, very manageable score. If you're Coach Blank and you're in the locker room right now with your girls, I mean, it's a very manageable score. They're still in this. There for a while it looked like it was going to get pretty ugly, and with the LadyCats taking that big lead.
It did get ugly up here in the broadcast.
It did get ugly, folks, when Casey looked at me and said the computer's black. So, but we think we got that
Rob
back up and going.
Said, of course it's black. Look at it, it's black. I said, kid, I'm talking about the screen, Rob. So the screen went black. I said, what are we going to do? The screen went black. And he's like, what's wrong with it? After feeling around, we realized that the charging cable for the laptop may have come unplugged. Sending us offline, so that was the main issue there. It wasn't nothing to do with all the other technology. Last night, I don't know if he was watching the game, but before we got set up, just to give you an idea of what we deal with here at BSN when we're trying to bring you these broadcasts, Brandon set up the tripod with the camera attached to it. And as I'm grabbing some of the cords for us to be able to plug up, one of the fans from Owsley County, and I believe it was the coach's wife, said, "Oh, no, there goes the camera." And before we knew it, we turned around, and there goes the camera just bouncing off each bleacher as it went down to the floor. And all I could hear in my head was cha-ching, 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 because I was thinking that camera was not going to be any good after that point. But it worked flawlessly after we got it set up, and we were in for a real treat up there in Owsley County at the Palace last night. And, excellent ball game between 2 good teams, and this 14th region for the girls is wide open, man. I mean, there's so many talented young ladies in this region, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out going down the stretch.
Yeah, I think you guys had an opportunity to watch 2 really good ball clubs play last night, and this Breathitt County team has really had flashes of greatness at different times, defensively and offensively, in the games that I've got a chance to watch, and I think that. I think that there's going to be a good chance for them to go deep in to region play and like I think you said earlier, be the dark horse, if you will, in this region. At a very young team, Derek Goff supports a lot of young players to come in and play, and they all do a good job. They all contribute in different ways. I want to take just a minute to remind everybody that usually tunes in and watches us on Facebook that they need to get accustomed to seeing us on YouTube. We want to make a change and just be predominantly on YouTube. We have a lot better quality. We have a lot fewer issues with music being played at ball games and so forth instead of getting knocked off the air. We just get a warning sometimes. So with that being said, we want to remind everybody to log on to YouTube, and we ask that you please subscribe to our channel. It's free. You can subscribe to the Bluegrass Sports Nation channel, and then anytime we carry games, you'll be able to go on there and watch them. if you want to go back and watch the game, you can go back and watch the game. You know, I enjoy going back and watching some of these games because there's always some action that you miss when you're sitting up here in the booth. But we want to remind everybody to do that. Go on and subscribe to Bluegrass Sports Nation, and be sure and catch all the 14th region action that we have coming at you. I want to take a quick minute to thank our sponsors again. Jackson Deposit Bank, Variety Pizza, Jackson Electric, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson, Jackson Physical Therapy, Family Pharmacy, and Hometown Pharmacy. And we'd like to give all of our sponsors a special thanks. And ladies and gentlemen, if you get time and if you need something, go out and visit one of these sponsors, patronize them, and tell them how much you appreciate them sponsoring basketball, football, sporting action here in the 14th region on BSN. You know, we couldn't make it possible without our sponsors, and we're happy to have all of them. So it's a pleasure to be able to bring the coverage to you guys, and we've got a few people that are logged on watching us tonight, and we appreciate that. And it's always great to be in the public too sometimes, and somebody come up and say, "Hey, you guys did a great job calling the game." Well, you know, the other night we talked about the amount of work that Ty Back does for these broadcasts, the work that he did that night, and it's a lot of work, and you know, you and I really have it easy. You know, we get to sit back and call the game and have a good time. Tonight we've kept it kind of low key. We missed some time with the feed going down, but we've not. I don't know if we've mentioned football one time since we've been on the air.
I think you just did.
Real seriously. I mean,
no, I think we've done a pretty good job about keeping it, you know, about basketball, and it's difficult. It's definitely difficult.
It's all about the cheesecake here tonight, folks.
Oh yeah. Listen now. If you come to these ball games and you're going to bring food around me and Rob, we're not going to turn it down. I'll just tell you right now, that's not going to happen in this booth. I mean, it's just we love we love it, and we love Dana and Fudd, and thank a lot of them. And they've been a big part of our lives for quite some time now. And really the majority of my life, I like to share this story, and I tell everybody this. When I was in elementary school, I played quarterback. And I thought I was a pretty good quarterback.
You played what?
I played quarterback. Yeah, I did. I played quarterback, and I was actually compared to Jared Lorenzen. I was okay with that. You know, I'm pretty proud of myself. Well, I go into middle school, and the first day of practice, the guy sitting over to my left, Fudd Hayes, says, "All right, I need the skill players, which is the wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks for those who don't know, and I need the big skill, which is the lineman, to go to the right." Well, I started jogging over with the quarterbacks, and Fudd goes, "No. You're not going with the quarterbacks. You're going over here with the line." And I had never played line before until that year. Well, fast forward a few years, and I don't brag. I don't like to brag on myself that much, but it was that moment that he made that decision and saw my ability as being an offensive and defensive lineman. That led me on to being a first-team All-Stater my senior year as a defensive lineman, and I owe him a great deal of gratitude for pushing me and making me get outside my comfort zone and really holding me accountable, you know, and being honest with me. And that's the kind of coach that I want to be with my players, is someone who is honest with their players, you know, that tells them how it is, because that's the way Fudd, Coach Hayes here, done me and treated me when I was in middle school, and he's done that for so many other people. And I tell you, I wouldn't be where I am right now without guidance and relationships I've built with coaches like Fudd Hayes.
Well, I'm glad you shared that story about Fudd, because he probably doesn't want me to share many stories about him, because he and I have coached together, so he may not want me to share many stories. So we're back on the court with basketball. The LadyCats from Breathitt sporting a 20-11 lead over the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats. As we see an early three from the Lady Wildcats, no good. And the LadyCats from Breathitt have the ball.
It was actually, we're still on the subject of Fudd there, I'll say this. It was actually him that got me back into coaching here in Breathitt County. A couple years ago, he called me up and said, like, "I need you on my staff here at the middle school." Mm-hmm. And now me and him are on Coach Kyle Moore's staff at the high school. So I owe him a great deal of gratitude, both personally and professionally.
One of the best phone calls Fudd Hayes ever made was when he called Casey Allen and told him we needed him back on the coaching staff. I will say that. Casey's been an important part to our program. The young kids love him, and it means a lot here for the high school to have him on board, being able to coach them. I know that for a fact. You see Maddie Haddix go to the line now, Casey, as she was fouled under the basket.
She's lived at the line the last few games, I believe. I see her going to the line quite often for the LadyCats. They get her in the post. That's something about this LadyCats team. Every one of these girls are able to do some post moves, and that says a lot about Coach Goff and his style.
Haddix hits both shots from the foul line. Something we need to share with Coach Cal, right?
Yeah, I tried to get Brendan to do it tonight. He said no comment. I said, I'll say it then.
LadyCats from Breathitt putting on a little bit of a press there, and Buckhorn able to get the ball down the court. Short jumper's no good. Back inside, put back, and it rolls
Excellent
in.
rebound.
6 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the third period. Breathitt leads 22-13 over the Lady Wildcats. Ritchie able to outrun everybody down the court, but I think that's Adams able to catch up with her, went in for the block, and Ritchie gets fouled hard.
We spoke earlier about Ritchie's effort on both ends of the floor in the last game that she played there. Really took Magoffin County by storm, and her and Riley Bush both did an excellent job in that ball game. Now she's at the line to shoot free throws.
Ritchie's first free throw shot's no good. And she comes back to the line for her second attempt. Second shot's no good.
See Mr. Philip Watts, superintendent over there, talking with our AD, Coach Kyle Moore of our corner. We'd like to send them both a shout out for the excellent job that they've been doing here in Breathitt County.
Long three-pointer by Adams was no good, and we've got Riley under the basket, and she's going to be fouled.
By Kaylee Ritchie. Foul will be on Ritchie. I'm not sure how many that is. It might be 2 or 3. I'm not 100% sure.
Should tell us here in just a second. They've got her listed as 1 on the scoreboard.
We'll live with it because me and Brendan were
take it.
wrong all night the other night down here when they played Magoffin County.
Second shot by Riley is good. And Clemens for the LadyCats brings the ball in, throws down court to Schultz. Long pass, Schultz goes up for a layup, good. 2-point basket by Schultz.
Score 24-14. Oh, my goodness, what a block by Schultz. If we'd been outside, that ball would still be rolling.
Well, I know that's her second of the night. I don't know if we missed any during the time when the feed was down and we were working on the computer. But
scores 24-14, as I was saying there, with 6 minutes, 20 seconds left. The Breathitt LadyCats are on top.
Bowling out to Adams, back over to Bowling. Bowling now, top of the key, back to Adams for Lady Wildcats. Over to Combs. Combs back to Bowling. Back inside now to Riley. She's going to drive in against Schutz. Goes up for it. Another block by Schutz. Clemens with the ball now for the LadyCats. She passes off to Riley Bush. Bush brings the ball across midcourt to Clemens. Clemens pass to Schutz. Schutz looks inside for Clemens on the break, puts it up, no good. Rebound came down to Bowling of the Wildcats, but I think Haddix was able to tie her up.
Little jump ball there.
Yep, jump ball. Clemens going to bring the ball in for the LadyCats. She's looking inside for Schutz, can't do it. She makes a pass. Schutz comes up with it anyway, goes up, no good, gets her own rebound. Tussle for it now on the floor. Man, if looks could kill.
Oh, man. I'm telling you.
Talk about some rough action under the basket.
Our type of basketball.
This is Schutz's house. Don't come knocking. Adams now brings the ball up the court.
This 1-3-1 defense that Breathitt's ran has been excellent the last few games.
Bush now working against Haddix. She drives in against Schutz. Schutz holds her ground. Ball's no good. Here comes Ritchie with it down the court. She's running hard down the lane, goes up for the shot. It's no good, and she's going to be charged with the foul.
Pun intended?
Foul. Pun intended, yes. Charged with the foul. So that's going to be 2 on Kaylee Ritchie. Adams brings the ball across court for the Lady Wildcats. Over to Bowling now. Bowling with a long wingspan. Probably the tallest player on the court right now for Buckhorn. Adams over to Riley. She puts up a long jumper, no good. Bowling comes back out with it. Good rebound.
Lady
Cross court.
Wildcats need a shot to go down.
Adams went in against Noble. Noble probably at least a foot taller than her, but Adams able to get the ball up. Shot was no good, but she drew the foul from Noble.
First shot up was good.
Adams
Scores now 24-15. Lady Bobcats on top.
Adams' first free throw was good, as we see the Bobcats making some personnel changes as Clemens and
Gross come in.
Clemens and Haddix both go to the bench. The rebound's going to come down to Bush, and she's pushing the ball down the court. Here comes Riley. Bush drives around everybody, goes up for a layup, no good. And number 45, Daniel, comes down with the rebound. Pretty easy for her to reach up and get the rebound.
Oh, yeah.
Adams drives the lane, kicks out to Combs for the Lady Wildcats, no good. Daniels again goes up for it, no good. Gets her own rebound again, no good. Adams with the rebound, and she puts it up and in.
Adams has really come in here and is giving quite a bit of effort here, maybe a spark for the Lady Wildcats. Now the score is 24-17. Closest this game has been since the first half.
Yeah, this is turned into a good game, Casey. The Lady Wildcats from Buckhorn have been able to pull themselves back into this game, so it's very interesting here in the third period. You see Brindley Gross now getting ready to bring the ball in for the LadyCats. Gross trying to get it in. Throws it up. Ball comes down to Neese. Neese is ahead of everybody. Runs down the court. She's looking for a layup. She puts it up. No good. And number 1, Mackenzie Neese for the Lady Wildcats went up for the rebound. And that's what I thought. They called Kaylee Ritchie with another foul. Kaylee went in after that, and they called a foul on Ritchie. Adams now brings the ball up the court. Pass was tipped, intended for Daniels. Brindley Gross with the ball, brings it down the court for the Bobcats. Watts with a long three, and it's good.
Nothing but the bottom of the net on that
Haley
one.
Watts.
Just like that, the score's back to 10. The lead for the Lady Bobcats.
Ritchie now comes up with it. Neese brings the ball down the court. Over to Gross. Gross, top the key from the free throw line, puts up a jumper, no good. Gets her own rebound. Kick back out to Jerica Neese. She puts up a shot, no good. It bounces out. Ritchie played in her case under the basket, but
she's frustrated.
No call
with that
from
one.
the ref on that one.
My understanding, for it to be called over the back, you have to be actively boxing out to get that call. And,
I
and
think
it
you're
did
right.
appear that she was boxing out, so I can see where her argument's coming from.
Adams now with it over in the corner to Combs. Combs for Buckhorn. Drives the lane, puts up a shot, and no good. Daniels tries for the rebound. Comes down to Watts. Emily Watts comes down. She's at the same point. She shot that three.
She was wanting to shoot
I
it
thought she
again.
was going to shoot it, and she passed it to Ritchie. Ritchie now gets it back over to Neese. Neese back to Ritchie. Ritchie throws inside to Bush. Bush goes up for a nice shot. Another 2 points for Riley Bush. 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the third. Breathitt leads 29-17. Adams with it for Buckhorn. Over to Combs. Combs looking inside. Can't get the pass. Trying to keep up with all these names. We got a couple of new ones in here that haven't been in.
Great job.
Great job by number 20, Alexis Francis for Buckhorn, to get the ball inside and get a basket for the Lady Wildcats. And we see a steal from Bowling, and Gross going to come in and get the cheap foul. Brenda Gross playing some aggressive defense, went back after the ball. Referee called her for a foul. We see 24 Riley for the Lady Wildcats come back in.
Schutz comes in.
Pretty heads-up play by number 10, Bowling, for the Wildcats, as she ran Ritchie down to knock that ball away and create this possession, so to speak, for the Wildcats. Number 21, Michaela Bennett in the game. She's got the ball inside to Francis. Francis back out to Riley. Back over to Bennett. Now to Bowling. Bowling looks inside for Riley. Puts it up. No good. Bowling with the rebound. Puts it up and in for
That cuts the lead to 8 for the Lady Wildcats.
Lady Wildcats. Brindley Gross with it. Top of the key. She finally gets rid of it to Bush. Bush in the lane. Blocked. And I think they're going to call number 20, Alexis Francis, with that foul.
If you're Buckhorn, you live with that one. It's a great contested shot there. I think she even blocked the shot, but the body contact is what got the foul. Riley missing the free throw there. Your score with 1:40 seconds left to go in the third quarter. It's 29-21. The LadyCats of Breathitt County lead the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. Riley makes the second shot. It's now 30-21. 9-point lead for the LadyCats. Breathitt returns to their 1-3-1 zone.
Neats up front for the LadyCats. Bowling with it now over to Riley. Riley tries to work out of the corner. Give back inside to Bennett. Bennett back into Riley. Inside to Bowling. She goes up with it and it bounces in. The Buckhorn Lady Wildcats have found a combination that's working right now.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to press, and they do. Bowling comes up with it. Dishes to Combs. Short jumper is good right under the basket for
Just
the
like
Lady
that,
Wildcats.
we've got us a ball game.
30-25, folks, as the Lady Wildcats have brought this back within 5 points. Maddie Haddix goes up for 2 and scores. That makes it 32-25 with less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Bowling over to Bennett. Bennett looks inside, throws over in the corner to Riley. Riley wants to get it inside to Francis. Drives out of the corner. She's passes it over to Bowling. Bowling now looking inside. Dribbles deep into the corner. Pass to Francis. Ball's knocked loose. Neese trying to come up with it. She passes to Schutz. Look out. It's 2-on-1. Schutz drives the lane. Puts up a crazy shot. She hits the deck hard. And she's going to be going to the foul line. Schutz slow to get up. But she does.
She walking it off here. She definitely felt the brunt of that landing. That call could have went either way. This time it goes in the favor of the LadyCats of Breathitt County.
Both players took a hard lick right under the basket, too, as Schutz ran into one of the Buckhorn players. Schutz's first free throw shot, high arching ball, is no good. She's still trying to walk this one off, Casey, as she steps back from the free throw line, takes a deep breath. Holds the line for her second shot. 32 seconds to go in the third period, 32-25. Bobcats sporting a 7-point lead. Second free throw is good for Schutz. Combs with it into Bowling. Bowling works the ball up the court for the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. Passes to Combs. She's open. Nope, she fakes and almost walks. Maddie Haddix with a heads-up defensive play. Tries to make the steal. Deflects the pass.
Probably a good foul right there.
Yep.
It was going to be an easy 2 points for the LadyCats.
And Bennett going to be called with a foul on Haddix. Clemens going to be bringing the ball inbounds for the LadyCats as we see number 22 Adams come back in for Buckhorn. LadyCats stack in front of Clemens. They break. Bush with the ball now at midcourt.
19 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Bush gets the orders from Coach Derek Goff, calls the offense. 11 seconds to go now in the third. Haddix with it at the top of the key. Tries to put a move on down the lane, and it's blocked by Francis. Ball tied up under the basket between Bennett and Haddix. And it's going to be white ball. LadyCats with another opportunity. 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Haddix breaks them, tries to get the ball in. She throws to Clemens. Clemens tries to drive the lane. 1 second, puts up a wild shot, no good. Put back by Schutz was no good, which that was at the buzzer. Probably wouldn't have counted anyway. So we go into the fourth, Casey. Breathitt hanging on to an 8-point lead right now. This Buckhorn team has made this an interesting ball game here in the second half.
Oh, yeah. They've come out and they really have showed their resilience, resilient effort, really, to fight back in this ball game. When you're down 13-0 at the end of one quarter, and then you fight your way back into this ball game. Now, listen, 8 points. You know, that's that is a pretty good sized lead when your teams are not shooting the ball very well.
Yeah.
But like you said earlier, the Lady Wildcats had found a connection there to getting in the post that was working for them late in that third quarter, and if they can shore up their defensive end, they might claw their way back into this one.
Well, if you score this like a boxing match, the first quarter definitely went to the Lady Cats, and the third quarter definitely went to the Buckhorn Wildcats. The second quarter, I'm not at liberty to call because I was working on the computer, but it's definitely been interesting here as we go into the fourth with 8 more minutes left. And let's see which one of these groups of young ladies wants this the worst. I mean, it's been back and forth, and it's been aggressive. Both teams played real aggressive in the third quarter. But I tell you what, Buckhorn really found a combination that seemed to work for them. They're down 8 points, but you couldn't really tell it by the way they're playing. They were able to bring in a press and put a little pressure on the Lady Cats and came up with a couple of loose balls, and that made them some transition points.
Breathitt has really shined in their transition offense in this game. That's where they've kind of built their lead at, and that's where it's kind of stuck. They're stuck at that 8-point, around that 8-point lead as we entered the fourth.
We do have 49 people on YouTube watching us right now, Casey. I've not been at liberty to check on the chat box or see if anybody had been chatting, but
I hadn't seen anybody. Chat. If y'all send us a little comment, let us know how we're doing, or send us send a shout out to somebody. I'd love to be able to read that off on air for you.
I know we had some great comments after our last broadcast. Was able to talk to a few people after our last game, and give a shout out to Jared Abner and David Neese. Both of them had watched the game and said we did a great job. Not long after the game, I guess when I had gotten home, I was able to read a few messages, and Schutz with a nice play inside, 35-25 as the Lady Cats pull back out with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, when you need the basket, Schutz is there, and you get it down, get it to her in the post. Her percentage it's got to be crazy down low. Her shots go up; they usually go in.
Was able to get a message from Kelly Edmonds. A lot of people will remember Kelly Price and Craig Edmonds from Breathitt County. They now live and reside in Pennsylvania, and they watched us our last broadcast together, Casey, and she was saying we did a great job, and she was just really impressed that she could tune us in and watch us and be able to watch the Bobcats play. And we appreciate everybody that watches us and gives us a little feedback. We like to try and get better at everything we do, and
absolutely.
We know that we try to give these kids good coverage and brag on our young people here in this region. And we may be biased with the Breathitt Bobcats, but we definitely want to make sure that everybody gets to watch these games and continues to have the good coverage from BSN.
Tell you, that's something that's been really impressive to me, and you're talking about going back and looking at the comments and things throughout our broadcast, and I tooting our own horn a little bit. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you on these broadcasts, and I've not seen anybody say anything negative about it. So that says a lot about the job that we do here at BSN. And what I told Brendan last night as the play continues here is, we're a small group that's doing this, but we work well with each other. And Riley Bush gets called with a charge. She did extend that arm a little bit there to turn the ball over.
Yeah, I think that's what got the call is she extended her arm. I think Adams was backpedaling and maybe got a little tangled up, but when Riley extended that arm, that a referee can't pass that call up when that arm's extended and the player gets knocked down. So Riley's going to come over and talk to Coach Goff for a few minutes. Go ahead, Casey, as you were saying.
No, it's just, we are a close-knit group. We feed well off of each other, I believe, and that's an excellent bounce by the Lady Wildcats there. They cut the lead back to 8 here with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But, as I was saying, for those who are interested in knowing, me and you will actually be on the call tomorrow night again with each other as we travel up the hill to watch the Jackson City Lady Tigers take on the same team we're watching here, the Breathitt LadyCats. And I believe Brendan will be on the call down in Wolfe County as the Wolfe County Wolves host the Breathitt County Bobcats, and that's going to be a huge matchup in the 55th.
You're correct on that. So we see Clemens go to the foul line. She was fouled by Riley. tried really hard to keep up with the stats. I lost quite a few during the second half when we lost our feed and had to get back up and going. But Clemens has had an excellent night defensively. Foul shots up and no good. Tussle for it on the floor. And they're letting them go after it as there's about 4 players on the floor.
It's going to stay right here with the
LadyCats. Clemens now gets it under the basket to Haddix, and she goes up no good. Clemens with that rebound, and they're really fighting for it under the basket. Adams comes out of there with it, but she's going to get called for the foul. Clemens now. Clemens going to go to the foul line again.
Riley Bush seems no. She was for a second was going to check in. Looks like she's going to wait until after the first free throw.
I think Clemens was going to come out, but she said, "No, Coach, I'm staying in." Riley Bush is ready. Coach Goff needs her. Foul shots up and good. She'll be back at the line for her second attempt.
Some clutch free throws here late in the game. It's 5 minutes and 47 seconds left. She makes this one, it will be a 10-point lead for the LadyCats. And she does.
We also see Watts coming into the game. She comes in for Nice. Bush comes in for Clemens, and Watts comes in for Nice. Bowling under the basket, working against Haddix, and Schutz comes in to double team, and they're going to call Maddie Haddix with the foul. So that's going to put Bowling to the line.
I'll tell you what, that's one thing about basketball I know is everybody. You didn't foul. I didn't foul.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Bowling good on her first attempt for the 1-and-1.
This is a big free throw. That stays with Buckhorn. That's going to be another possession for them.
Big possession as they able to get a point on the board and get the ball back.
Buckhorn looking to inbound the ball.
Bennett gets it in to Combs, and Combs can't hold on to it. She finally traces it down, gets it to Adams. Adams over to Bowling for a 3 that's no good. Combs with a heads-up effort. Tries to save it, but she was out of bounds. Timeout, Buckhorn. Coach Blank wants to take a minute to talk to his girls.
Both teams are in the bonus. It's 37-28 in favor of the LadyCats of Breathitt County with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in this ball game. You know, free throws are going to be a huge part of the outcome of this game going down the stretch. And if you are the LadyCats, you got to be ready for that and go to the foul line to hit your shots. Now, if you're if you're Buckhorn, do you play hack-a-shack and try to send somebody to the free throw line to get an extra possession here and there?
Well, I think you read my mind because I was just sitting here thinking we watched them platoon a whole nother starting 4 or 5 players. If Coach Blank is that deep on the bench, at this point in time, you got to slow the game down, and to do that, you're going to have to foul. You know, but he's going to have to be choosy in who he allows to get those fouls.
Yep.
But you know, if you can sub in 4 or 5 players like that, then you may be right. They may have to start putting the LadyCats on the line and trying to draw some fouls and slow the game down to earn a few possessions.
Well, in high school basketball, for those who are not familiar with that in the state of Kentucky, there is no shot clock in high school basketball here in the state of Kentucky. So if Breathitt gets the ball, they can technically hold it for 5 minutes and 30 seconds if they wanted to, which I don't see them doing that. No. But it is a strategy that works. And I'll tell you, somebody that does that flawlessly is Al Holland at Hazard. He is famous for running that kind of offense late in the game, especially with a lead.
Here we see Bush being trapped in the corner by Bowling and Bennett. And there's your game plan.
I mean,
Bush got the ball in, but she was trapped early up in the corner, and automatically they foul her. They're going to send her to
press. Press them, and if you can't get a turnover, foul. Go send them to the foul line. Extend this ball game.
Bush,
that would be my strategy.
First shot's up, and it's no good.
Take notes, Calipari. Free throws are important.
Bush's second shot is up, and it's good. Nothing but net. LadyCats with a 38-28, 10-point lead, 5 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Adams with it now.
You got to make
Goes over
these.
to Stidham.
You got to
Stidham.
make these possessions count. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
That's
but
all right.
definitely need to make these possessions count if you're the Lady Wildcats.
Stidham back with it again, gives to Combs, drives the lane, goes up, no good. Well, Maddie Haddix had her back to the player, but she got called for the foul, Casey.
Yeah, she is shocked on that call, but I could have seen a no call there. I mean, she wasn't there.
Yeah,
but
she got ran over, but it is what it is. The play was saw differently by the referee, so.
Breathitt going to a smaller lineup.
Schutz is going to come out.
I don't think Schutz was supposed to come out. Coach Goff looks a little upset about it.
That foul shot's good. That's going to make it 38-29. Schutz goes back in, and Haddix is out. Haddix has got 4 fouls. That's probably why Coach Goff wanted her out right now. Watts inbounds it to Neese. Neese over to Schutz. Schutz across midcourt. Throws it to Bush. Bush goes up for a layup. No good. Schutz with the rebound. Up. No good. She'll go to the foul line. I think she was fouled by number 23, Stidham. Wait to see the number. Yep, number 23, Stidham. For the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats called for the foul. Schutz, first shot from the free throw line. High arching shots, no good.
Breathitt clinging to a 9-point lead here with 4 minutes and 58 seconds left in the ball game.
Buckhorn brings Neese in for Bennett. Schutz's second shot's no good off the front of the rim. Adams now brings the ball down the court. Little shake and bake on Neese as she tries to get down the court quick, and she backs it out. She's working against Bush, drives the lane. No good, but she's going to pick up the foul. Adams, quick little point guard for the Lady Buckhorn Wildcats.
She's definitely the spark plug. I use that term quite a bit when I talk about basketball. She gives them a spark and has kept them in this ball game really with her effort plays.
First free throw was a nice one. It's in, makes the score 38-30, 4 minutes and 49 seconds left. See what that battery is on.
It looks like it's charging over here.
We're still checking on the computer, folks, making sure you guys getting coverage. Ball goes up the court to Schutz, and it's knocked down by Combs. Combs looks back at Schutz and lets the ball roll out of bounds.
Just thought there should have been a foul there, and I guess you could have called a foul there, but a referee decided not to and let them play on. And now you're looking at the Lady Wildcats trying to cut in even deeper into this lead.
Like I said, what a drive by Adams for Buckhorn in the lane. That allows them to set up the press. LadyCats trying to get around it. Neese going to be fouled. I think that was Stidham. They got her. Yep, Bailey Stidham over on the midcourt line. Fouled Neese as she tried to get across court. That Buckhorn press looked impressive right then.
Oh yeah, every basketball coach I ever played for, which wasn't many, but there was some. Tells you to cut the baseline off, don't give them the sideline there.
Neese's first shot was good. Watts comes out. Brindley Gross goes in.
And that's what resulted in the foul there.
Neese's second shot is up, and it's good.
Huge 2 free throws by Neese.
Young player for the Bobcats. A lot of good things coming from her for the LadyCats. Adams gets the ball over to Combs. Combs, nothing inside, so she throws back out to Neese. Neese now to Combs. Back over to Adams. Adams, ball knocked away by Neese. Adams comes back with it over to Combs. Combs thought about the 3, and they're going to call her for the walk.
Schutz gets her hand up there and changes things real quick.
Walking is kind of like fouling. I didn't do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't travel.
Bush brings the ball across midcourt, and she loses a handle on it. I don't know if that's going to be called out on Riley. Called out on Bush. Maybe she was just moving a little bit too quick. Buckhorn's going to get a big chance here, Casey.
That press is really putting the pressure on the Breathitt LadyCats right now.
3 minutes and 53 seconds. Ball top of the key to Stidham. She's working against Clemens. Clemens Stidham over to Combs inside the bowling. I think that foul is going to be called on Bush. I think that's going to be her fourth, I believe. I could be wrong. No, it's her third. So Riley going to
I don't know what it is about us here at BSTN, but we're all the time trying to foul players.
We give
out.
a lot of fouls.
We
out,
do.
don't
We do, man. A lot more than the refs, apparently.
It's a good thing we're not with the whistle. Bowling's at the free throw line.
She missed the first one.
First shot was no good. Here's her second attempt. It's up, and it's in.
6-point lead for the LadyCats of Breathitt County.
Clemens tries to break the trap, throws it over their heads to Schutz. Schutz drives the lane for a layup, and it's up and good.
That's one thing you can't have.
Hard to defend that, Casey. Adams brings the ball back down the court for the Lady Wildcats. She's in the lane. Pass Schutz, puts up a layup, no good. Ball to Bowling with the rebound. She gets it to Stidham. Stidham's having trouble working on Gross, and I think they're going to call Gross for the foul.
Both teams in the double bonus. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Again, the score here is 42-34. The Breathitt LadyCats are leading the Lady Buckhorn Wildcats.
2 fouls.
3 minutes and 27 seconds left.
2 fouls on Brindley Gross as she picks up her second. First free throw shot for Stidham's no good. Second shot rims out, no good, but Wildcats able to come up with a rebound, but she hits the deck and called for a walk. So we're going to get a sub in real quick here for the LadyCats. As you see, Haddix come in for Gross. Ritchie come in for Nice. Coach Goff going with a little bit quicker lineup maybe, Casey. Clemens inbounds the ball to Haddix. Haddix over to Bush. Bush pushes the ball across midcourt. Calls the offense.
Slow
Riley
it down here.
Working on Adams. Gets a pick from Schutz. Bush down the lane, puts up a layup,
Wow.
and it's good. I don't know if you'd call that a layup. That was a kind of a crazy jump shot, but it was good. Stidham puts up a shot, no good. Haddix with the rebound over to Clemens. Clemens going to walk
Coach
the ball
Goff
down the court.
calling the dogs off, so to speak. This is going to start slowing it down, trying to milk this clock.
Tells Kaylee to take her time. Kaylee brings the ball across court. Clemens tries to get the pick from Schutz. Ball's going to go inside the Bush. She turns, pivots, good move. Ball's no good.
Just as she did against McGoffin County, Bush is taking over the game here. It seems like late. She driving to score, got her back to the basket, calling for the ball. She's definitely wants the ball in her hand in crunch time.
That foul is going to be on Combs of Buckhorn, and that was her third. Bush's first free throw is good with 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Coach Goff got to be looking at the scoreboard right now and liking his chances. It's 45-34 as the second shot from Riley Bush is good. And Coach Goff calls the timeout. Been an interesting fourth quarter. We've seen it go back and forth. Buckhorn has tried their best to stay right in it, but no matter what they've tried, Casey, it seems that the LadyCats
They've had an answer.
Have bested them. They've had an answer.
You know, their press really had got to the LadyCats a little bit there, had them on the rope, so to speak, as they are, cut into that lead and had it down to 5. I believe it was 5 at one point there. And a couple of baskets, quick baskets by the LadyCats, and we've climbed right back up to 46-34 here with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. I'd imagine at this point, if you're the Lady Wildcats, you're going to have to start fouling.
Yeah, at this point, I think you're going to have to. They need to, first off, they need to slow the game down a little bit. Breathitt has been breaking the trap pretty easily against Buckhorn. They've threw the ball over their heads a couple times. We've been able to get some fast break points and get in transition game with them. We've got a couple of comments here. Looks like Letcher Central boys are ahead 34-26 over Buckhorn at halftime.
And I tell you, Buckhorn is an extremely talented group of ball players. When they come here, they hit a buzzsaw, and Breathitt was just all over them the other night. It was really impressive. And again, I mean, you were on that call, and
exciting game.
Even though that the score was not even close, but the game itself was super exciting to be a part of.
It didn't feel like it was that big of a blowout.
No.
Tony Hounshell says, come on, LadyCats, keep up that defense. So far, the defense of the LadyCats has played exceptional so far. Look at Maddie Haddix and Clemens working inside, and Clemens partially blocked on Stidham, and Bush going to bring the ball up the court for the Lady Cats. Over to Clemens. Clemens now looks inside. She tries to dribble past Bowling. She stops, puts up a shot, no good. Haddix with the rebound, pivots, turns. Jumper's no good. Bush again with the rebound. She turns, and they're going to call her for a walk. Moved her feet.
You got to like the aggressiveness, though, still, even with the lead. You know, these Lady Cats are really active. (32-19), Perry Central girls. I'm sorry, Hazard over Perry Central girls. I asked Brendan twice before I even opened my mouth to say it, and I still got it wrong. But Hazard's girls are over Perry Central's girls at the half, so that's a big score.
Clemens now brings the ball down the court for the Lady Cats. 1 minute and 38 seconds left to go in the fourth here at the Fairce Woods Coliseum. Clemens drives the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Schutz with the rebound, goes up with it, puts it in for the Lady Cats. Clemens thought she was fouled, but the ref didn't call it. Here comes Adams for the Lady Wildcats into Riley. Riley drives the lane inside, puts up a shot, and it's good.
That's an excellent drive by her. Now you're still got a 12-point game here with 1 minute and 16 seconds left as Buckhorn calls the timeout.
Starting to get outstretched out of the hands of Buckhorn. It's going to be hard for them to bring this one back with the Lady Cats trying to pull away right now, Casey.
Yeah, I mean, since the since the first quarter ended, it was 13-0. Since then, the Lady Wildcats have outscored Breathitt by 1. So that tells you all you need to know about how this game has went. You know, that first quarter was absolutely dominated by Breathitt County. You know, they were hitting shots, they were getting after it defensively, and they've kind of just kept that lead right around where it's at right now. At one point, it got down to 5 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a close game there. We really thought that Buckhorn was going to make it real interesting as we got ready to start the fourth quarter. But so far, the Lady Cats have been able to hold them off and pretty much play their game.
You know, they've done an excellent job with their turnovers, too. They've addressed that issue, something that needed to be addressed going forward for them. Here's a long down-the-court pass. And they're going to call a foul on Schutz. Turnover back to to the Lady Wildcats. They'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Scores 48-36 with 1 minute 16 seconds left. The Lady Wildcats trying to cut back into this lead here.
Stidham's foul shot is good. And we see Noble for the Lady Cats come in for Schutz. It's only Schutz's second foul, is that correct? Second shot by Stidham is good for the Lady Wildcats. And Clemens going to bring the ball in. Buckhorn going to press. Ball over to Bush. Bush tries to bring the ball up against Adams. Breaks the press, gets it across half court, but Adams tries to steal the ball, and it's knocked loose. I think they're going to call Noble for that foul.
You're going to the foul line again here. Only 8 seconds off the clock since those 2 free throws by Buckhorn. So, you know, these quick turnovers and quick fouls here by Breathitt are keeping the Lady Wildcats in this ball game.
1 minute and 8 seconds to go. That foul is going to be on Naomi Noble. 10-point lead for the Lady Cats. Now that's cut to 9. Second shot is up and it's good, and the lead is at 8.
We got an 8-point lead here by the Lady Cats by Breathitt, and
Coach Goff calls a timeout.
Going to get some substitution in here as Jerica Neese is coming back into the ball game. I'm not sure who she's going in for, and so is Gross. Gross is going to be coming in as well. Looks like Noble and Clemens. No, I'm sorry. Haddix and Clemens are going to be coming to the bench for hold on a second. Oh, nope.
It's going to take Noble out, looks like, and bring Clemens back in.
I can't keep up with all the substitutions.
We've got Gross, Clemens, Ritchie, Bush, and Neese all looking at Coach Goff's.
You have to wonder if this is the best free throw shooters on the team.
It could be. They're all looking at Coach Goff's drawing board. He's drawing the play. 1 minute and 8 seconds. LadyCats hanging on to an 8-point lead over the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats. It's been a pretty good game here in the fourth quarter. Lady Wildcats and Buckhorn have really brought this back and made this a good ball game as Derek Goff and his LadyCats were trying to stretch it out.
It's going to be interesting to see going down the stretch here. 8-point ball game, as you said, it's 48-40. 1 minute and 8 seconds left to see what happens.
All over Gross. Gross tries to break the trap. Almost loses the handle on it.
Wow.
Bowling knocks it away. They wanted a foul called on Gross and couldn't get it. Ball went out of bounds, and Bennett is going to bring it in bounds for the Lady Wildcats. She breaks them. Throws it out deep to Adams. Adams working against Neese. Tries to bring.
Have to get going if you're them.
Neese or Adams in the lane, puts up a layup.
Wow.
Good. She can see an opening. She takes it. Great
Just like
layup.
that, it's a 6-point game, Rob.
47 seconds. Kaylee Ritchie brings the ball across midcourt. She stops, tries to slow the ball down. Over to Bush. Bush working on Adams. She almost got called for the push-off again. And Coach Goff, I believe, has called another timeout.
And I just tell you, you can't take those timeouts with you when you go. So
no, you
might as well use them while you got them, especially when a team's making a run like Buckhorn has done here.
36.3 seconds left here in this one. The score's 48-42. The Buckhorn Wildcats have pushed their way right back into this. They fought hard, Casey, and they're right in this ball game here with 36 seconds left.
Coach Goff bringing Schutz back in the ball game here. It's going to be interesting to see how they play it down the stretch. It's 48-42, 36 seconds left to go in the ball game. Breathitt has the ball. I mean, if they want to, they could run it out, but you're going to have to foul. If the ball is inbounded and you don't force a turnover here by Buckhorn, I've said it pretty much the majority of this fourth quarter, they're going to have to send the LadyCats to the foul line. Well, what a job by them to fight back in this ball game several different times. I mean, absolutely impressive.
Yeah, you're right. Coach Blank's got them huddled up right here on the bench, and he's talking to them, and he's kind of looking over to see who Coach Goff's going to have in the lineup. Coach Blank's got his girls gathered around, and he's gave his orders, and you see the Buckhorn LadyCats come back out onto the floor. Yeah, they were kind of checking out to see what kind of lineup Coach Goff was going to be bringing in.
I definitely think that was a strategy on his part to see who's coming in the ball game so he can determine who's going to get the foul.
LadyCats get the ball in. Clemens trying to get the ball in. She does to Bush. Adams going to come up and foul Bush quickly. Takes about 3 seconds off the clock. Bush will go to the free throw line.
Again, they're in the double bonus, so she'll be shooting 2 free throws.
The spark that you talked about for the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn, number 22, Adams now has 4 fouls on her, so she may have to pull off Bush whenever the ball comes back in play.
Bush misses the first free throw.
Cassidy Adams for Buckhorn has really lit this fire under these Wildcats here tonight. Let's see how she plays with 4 fouls. Schutz with it, gets the rebound. Cross court to Clemens, thought about a 3, backs up, and Olin, number 10, going to be called for the foul. We'll send Clemens to the line.
That's an excellent decision by Clemens to back out. It looked like she was wanting to shoot that 3.
I think she thought about it. She was open.
And she stepped back and done the right thing, I believe.
Clemens' first shot's no good, off the front of the rim.
They're not any good.
Oh, I thought you wanted mine. I thought you wanted my stats.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, Brendan does a fantastic job with the write-ups, and he's going to have, I believe, you're going to have a photo gallery with this game, too. No? All right, Caleb Bates is going to have that for us, so just keep an eye out on our Facebook page and on our website as we'll try to bring you even more extensive coverage of this ball game.
Bennett's free throw shot is up, no good. And number 23, that is Stidham, comes into the game for Daniels for Buckhorn.
Still a 6-point ball game with 23 seconds left.
Michaela Bennett now with her second free throw shot. It's up, and that one is good.
Score now is down to 5, two-possession game.
5-point game here in the Coliseum as the LadyCats try to hold on over the Wildcats. Ball into Richie. Richie drives past, pushes the ball up the court. And they're going to call.
She's so
10.
quick that they couldn't foul her in the backcourt there, so she dribbled nearly 8 seconds off the clock.
They're going to call bowling for that foul. And that's her second.
19 seconds left in the ball game. It's 48-43 as Kayla Ritchie is going at the line, shoot 2.
Big foul shots for Kaylee right here. First shot's no good.
No.
Ritchie goes to the line for her second shot. 19 seconds left. Shot is up. No good. Rims out. Fight for the rebound. Comes down with it. Throws it up to Bowling, who's open for a layup, and it's good.
We got a one-possession game. 10 seconds.
10 seconds on the clock. Coach Blank from Buckhorn going to call a timeout.
What are we doing here?
We got a little discussion over the timeout. Coach Blank tried to call a timeout.
He's trying to get. The referee says he heard it, but they're trying. Oh, they're giving him 11 seconds.
Yeah,
right
they're trying to put some more time back on the clock, and I think they're going to get that.
Definitely should. I believe that's the right call by the refs
I think
there.
so too. Referee said he heard the timeout or some time ticked off the clock, so we'll see how much time gets put back on there. 11 seconds. 11 seconds even. 48-45. Casey, if that's in the first quarter, would you believe this?
No, I would not have. And I'm not even sure if Buckhorn has made I know they've not made a three-pointer. Have they even shot a three-pointer?
Yeah, the Adams girl shot one early, but it wasn't any good. But they've sure not put many of them up. It's all been under the basket shots.
Well, well, if that's the case, then you got two options here. You got to either shoot a three or drive the basket and hope you get fouled.
Yeah.
But if you're Breathitt, and obviously you're inbounding the ball, but we're assuming that Buckhorn was to get the ball back down by 3.
Right.
If you're Breathitt, you foul.
Right. Buckhorn faithful comes to life here in the Coliseum as Clemens tries to get the ball into the Bobcats. Over to Neese. Neese going to be fouled early. I think that was Bowling that fouled her. 9.6 seconds
This
now.
is a tough situation for a young ball player to be in.
Sure is.
But good to grow from, for sure.
Neese has looked very confident for the Bobcats at many times this season. Let's see how she does from the foul line.
Wow.
Beautiful foul shot.
No hesitation. Smooth. That makes it a two-possession game. So now if you're Breathitt, you don't foul.
Neese toes the line for the second shot. It's up. And it's going to roll off. She couldn't get the roll. Bennett brings the ball down the court for Buckhorn. She's going to drive hard to the basket, right under the basket. Can't make anything happen. And the ball's going to go out of bounds as the buzzer sounds. And the Breathitt LadyCats have got out of here with a 49-45 victory over the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. Casey, your thoughts?
Tale of two different teams showed up, really. The first quarter there, Breathitt really took control, dominated. After that, it seemed like Buckhorn was the better team, really. I mean, they cut down, they stayed in it, and they kept fighting. But, you see a lot of long faces for a team that just won a ball game over here on the sideline for Breathitt. A win is a win, and as a coach, you're never going to complain about a win. But I'm sure Coach Goff has got a lot that he can coach up after this one. Going forward for the LadyCats, if you're Coach Blank and the Wildcats here, the Lady Wildcats, you got to be pleased with your effort past the first quarter. But you got to get your shots. You got to be able to shoot them out of the zone and stay focused.
It took the Lady Wildcats a long time to get started. They had a really hard time in the first quarter. Couldn't find the basket. Found themselves down 13-0. But they fought. They fought back, and a great bunch of athletes and a good combination of team play. And Coach Blank was able to find some things that worked for the Lady Wildcats. But like we said, just too little, too late for the Lady Wildcats as Derek Goff's Lady Cat team wins 49-45 here in the Fairce Woods Coliseum tonight. Another great game another great night and a great basketball game, both cases. As we've been able to cover another one for the BSN team. Just want to thank everybody for hanging in there and watching us. We had a lot of trouble in the second quarter with our live feed, but we got back on the air and we're able to cover you a very exciting second half. Appreciate that. Once again, I want to mention all of our sponsors that we had during the game.
While you're pulling that up, I'll just give everybody kind of an idea of what our schedule looks like the rest of this week. Tomorrow night, me and Rob will be up on the hill here at Jackson City as Jackson City girls will be hosting the LadyCats of Breathitt High tomorrow night. While we're doing that game, Brendan Miller is going to take the full broadcast with him down to Campton as the Wolves of Wolfe County will be hosting the Breathitt County Bobcats in the first meeting in their in the 55th district. And both of those teams are touted, and they have proven to be two of the top teams in the 14th region. So that one should absolutely be a dandy.
Yeah, a lot of people looking forward to that game, Casey. I've had some friends from Wolfe County actually ask me this week what I thought about that game, and it's kind of hard to say because up to this point, you know, Wolfe County's kind of had a tough go of it, and to be honest with you, I've not seen a Bobcat basketball team play much better than the team did last time we covered them. So, you know, we witnessed, like you said, a buzzsaw last week, and a big matchup Friday night for the boys as they go to Wolfe County. We'll see how the Wolfe County Wolves fare against the Bobcats. You and I will be up on the hill at Jackson City covering the girls' games. Folks, be sure and tune in. We want to remind you to go to YouTube and subscribe to Bluegrass Sports Nation channel so you can watch our games. Once again, we want to give a big special thanks to Jackson Deposit Bank, Variety Pizza, Jackson Electric, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson, Jackson Physical Therapy, Family Pharmacy, and Hometown Pharmacy. I want to appreciate everybody tuning in.
It may sound like a broken record, but we ask that all of our viewers patronize our sponsors as they bring these broadcasts to you. You know, without them, we couldn't do any of the stuff that we do here at BSN. So, huge shout out to them. You know, we're grateful for them. But you know, stepping back to the Wolfe County and Breathitt game, you know, Wolfe County has struggled a little bit to get things going early in the season. Everybody expects them to be right there in the 14th region. They're one of the favorites. And you know, talking to Brendan Miller last night about the game he covered down there with Perry kind of just ran away with it on them. Said that they just couldn't hit their shots, and that's just not like Wolfe County. You know, they're guard heavy, and their guards can absolutely shoot the lights out. So I fully expect them to right the ship there and be absolutely, yeah,
sooner
absolutely.
or later. Shout out to Julie Jones. Thanks for tuning in. She says thanks to BSN for covering the LadyCats. We want to thank everybody once again. I'm Rob Hounshell for Brendan Miller, Elizabeth Miller, and Casey Allen. We want to say thanks. And the Breathitt Bobcats, LadyCats get out of here with a 5-point win against Buckhorn. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks again.